Some might be wondering, how could I survive as a footballer? It depends on the club and it depends on your performance.
And maybe how you negotiate.
That's a key factor.
Welcome once more to this video. Today I'm here in Essen in North Rhine-Westphalia, the western part of Germany, and I'm with a very good friend of mine, Desmond. So Desmond, how are you doing today?
Hi Mike, I'm fine. Hi guys.
So yeah, welcome once again guys. In this part we will be talking very specifically about the different options for you if you want to come play football or soccer professionally in Europe. We'll talk about different groups of people who are like very young, they have age on their side, people around the middle age, and also people who probably age is not longer on their side. So Desmond, let's talk more specifically about young people. So let's talk about maybe young Africans who are in the age of 14, 15, 16, 17. They probably do not have anybody to sponsor them, but they want to play soccer, play football in Europe. What should they do? What would be the best way for them?
Yeah, first and foremost, every young person is supposed to understand that football is business. Football is business. So when they get to, they are looking at an asset. They are not looking at a human being. The age of an asset is important because that's what generates the value.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's right.
So generally, these guys begin playing football at a very young age.
Yeah.
And they lay a basis, a foundation for the players. So they begin at the age of 5.
Yeah,
and they know that in Africa we do not really have ample time at that age to play football.
Yeah.
Because either we're in school or your parents want you to go and wash plates.
It's funny, right? The things we spend our time doing.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, it's very structured. So at a very tender age, you see them already playing football. So when we come from Africa, they believe that we do not have the foundation.
Okay.
So they say to themselves, even if the guy is talented, he needs 3 or 4 years for him to be developed.
Yeah.
Because football, is almost like an educational system.
On its own.
On its own. Every aspiring footballer should understand that age is important.
That's right.
It's extremely important. So if you want to come here, it's best you come at the age, from my point of view, maximum should be 18 or 19 if you want to play
18,
football.
19.
Yeah, or 19 if you want to play football. For someone who is listening to me right now, who is maybe past the age of 19 and is asking, so does it mean I have no chances? No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
There are 2 ways you could go about it. For someone who has exceeded the age of 19.
Okay.
Firstly, we're in Africa, we are very flexible, and with Africans everything is possible. So you could reduce your age. You could reduce your age. I know it sounds funny, but we reduce our ages to play football, and it implies you will have to maybe take some exams back in order to have your certificates with the corresponding age which you now have. So that's the first possibility. And the second possibility is simply to keep on working. Even if you pass the age of 18 or 19, you could still have chances, because there are some professionals who signed their first contracts at the age of 23, like DJ Drogba, who is an African. Yeah, he had his first contract at the age of 23. You have Jamie Vardy, an English. Okay, so he grew up in England, but he had his first contract at the age of 23. And here in Germany, I know of a German who had his first professional contract at the age of 26. So keep dreaming, keep working hard. But to be on the safe side, age is important, and always consider it.
So I think, like, for those ones, someone who is still around the age of 15, 16, 17, what wage would you recommend for them to come to Europe and play? Because they have age on their side, right? Yeah. So how do they go about playing in Europe? Yeah.
If you're 15, 16 and 17, you have higher chances of coming to Europe and being integrated into the system. So what I'll suggest is keep on training, and depending on what means you want to come to Europe. Do you have a sponsor? Are your parents able to sponsor you to come to Europe? Then use education. Okay. Concentrate in school, have the good grades. The Germans, they always require a GPA. I mean, each country has its convention rate. In Cameroon, for instance,
but to have good grades, right?
Yeah, you should have good grades.
You can study in Germany.
And maybe you do a research, because the question is, what is good grades? So maybe you research on the German convention system to how your grades can convert from your country to that of the German system. So you know what grade, what minimum grade is required. Because when we say good grades, someone can say, oh, if I have 2.5 on 4, it's a good grade. From his perspective, it's a good grade, but maybe from the German perspective, it's not a good grade.
It's not good
so
enough.
It's important you look at the university, what is the requirement, how is the conversion rate?
What's the minimum?
What's the minimum, exactly?
Minimum requirement.
If your parents can sponsor you, then I would suggest you keep on working hard in football, you keep on training, and equally take your studies seriously.
Okay.
So that with the studies you can come to Germany. I mean, if you're 17 and
So what happens then? So they come via studies. They arrive Germany. What do they do from there?
If you come to studies, once you're in Germany, you get enrolled. The enrollment process and converting your visa to residence permit could take approximately 2 to 3 months. From there on, you have to research.
You check clubs.
The point is, if you have guys here, if you have friends here, they could help you out on that. But if you have no one, then you will have to research. There are German websites for amateur football.
Okay.
There is one called fupa.de.
Okay.
With fupa.de, you could research like clubs that are available in your region. Look at their various levels, because the German football has from the first division to the 11th division. So you should know exactly where the clubs are found and what region they play. And if you're someone aspiring to play football, you shouldn't go to a club which is beneath the 7th division. That would be my advice.
Okay, so you're looking for 7, 6, 5, and like that.
7, 6 feet, and above.
So let's imagine there's a young guy from Cameroon, from Nigeria, from Ghana, for instance. The guy is between the age of 16, 17. He gets an admission to study in a German university. He comes here, takes care of all the residence permit, and it's settled. The study is going on, and he wants to get into football. And he researches, finds some clubs around. How does he proceed? What does he do? He calls them, he goes to the office, talks to them. What's the process like?
That's a pertinent question. If you write mails, I can rest assure you, you will never receive a reply.
Yeah, because they receive thousands of mails. I would imagine.
Thousands of mails. I will not advise anyone to go through mails.
Yeah.
What you do is simple. Move straight to the club. With your attires, tell them you're ready to play. You want to play. You believe you can play for them. I don't think there's any club that will refuse player trials, because they know these are free talents. So if you're good, they can immediately sign you. They don't have to pay any fee.
It's easier for them. Why? Because they did not have to go scout for you.
Exactly.
You came to them. Why not give you a chance to play?
And negotiating your contract will be pretty easier for them, because they know
you're coming alone. There's no manager. There's no one who is able to negotiate very high. And again, if you're really good, then it's even a big plus for them, because they did not spend money to find you. You came to them. I mean, this reminds me of some time ago. I just wanted to play football for fun, to stay fit, and then I looked up some clubs around my neighborhood. I saw their numbers, and then I called. So when I called, the first thing the guy asked me was, okay, which level am I playing? And I started laughing. I was like, what is level? I have no idea. I am just looking for them to play for fun. And he was like, no. Here they play football seriously. But if it's someone who understands the whole thing about football, knows what level he's playing, he say, I play at the 6th division or something like this. He would say, okay, come at so and so time. I mean, that was really where we're going in the discussion. Before I laughed, because I wasn't going to play professionally.
It's important too that I mentioned that you can just move straight to a professional club and request for trials. It doesn't work that way.
So guys, the point is this: if you want to play football in Europe, chances are you can have a sponsor, someone who takes care of you and all that. But then a smart way for you to go about it would be that you focus on your studies, you get admission to study in Germany, for instance. And when you're here, it's a lot easier, because you can easily take up the phone and call. You can dress up like Desmond said. You go there, you know what time they play, you go there, you stand there. It's not like you're desperate per se, but you want something, you're in that environment, and you just show up. And why would they not let you play? They will let you play because you're coming to them. It's a free scouting for them. And if you have really done your homework back home and you've trained enough, you have a good football profile, you're very fit, and you show them that you have that talent, why not? Another point I would like to make is, I was discussing, because I've been into this for a while now. I have some of my younger ones who want to play football and stuff, and we've been in contact with many people from different countries. So there are stories of, the way it works is like this. Maybe if you're from maybe like West or Central Africa, they like you to first play in North Africa, and then from North Africa you go to like Turkey, and then from Turkey you go to this, and then maybe you're lucky when they are doing the scouting, they find you, and then they bring you to Europe. Okay, this can work, but it's a really long process. And the thing is, if you can go through all that way, why not just focus on securing admission to come study and there be in that very Europe where you want to be? You know,
I speak 2 examples. We have a Cameroonian player by name Gadu. He's the second captain of the national team, and that's the same procedure he used. He came here as a student, having trained in Cameroon. He underwent professional training to become a player, but to get the best possible means, he used his education. He got to Germany as a student, started at the lower level. He started at the 7th division, and I think he used pretty 2 seasons or 2 years, let me put it that way, and he got to the 3rd division, and from there he went, because the German system is quite complicated too. I mean, it's a whole system. The football system is quite complicated because they knew he never had the base. So what he did was, from the 5th division, he went to Greece. He went to Greece, and there he had a professional contract in the 2nd division, I think so. And that's how.
And then after that, he came back to Germany?
No, he didn't come back to Germany. And he continued here. He continued in Greece, and now he plays for a Belgian club. That should be Ghent. What I'm just saying is, he came as a student, and now he found himself as a professional.
You know, that's a good point, in the sense that maybe, I mean, it does not even have to be Germany. It could be any European country, because maybe depending on where you're watching this video from, the requirement to come to study in Germany from your country might be hard. But then there are options, to go to other countries, maybe like Poland, the Baltic countries like Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, whichever country it's easy for you to go. So you find admission to go there easily, and while you're studying there, then you check out all those clubs, because I would imagine the requirement in Germany, it's maybe more strict than it is in Poland, for example. But what I'd like to ask is, do all these countries, do they recognize and accept all this division stuff? Like, if you come from Poland, with experience playing in the 3rd division, you come to Germany, how does that work? Would they recognize that, okay, you're coming from a 3rd division, the 3rd division in Poland is the same as the one in Germany? How does that work?
That's a brilliant question. The Germans, they believe they have the highest qualities, and I bear with them, because they have a solid foundation, like I said, from the age of 4. There are things that are set up from a very tender age, and these children from the age of 4, they train like twice every week. So you imagine, before you get to 7, there is a foundation. If you're coming from England, say from the 5th division, you can get yourself a 2nd division in Germany. Same in Germany, they respect England. England has like the benchmark. If you're coming from Spain, you could be admitted to, at the same level. If you're coming from Italy, you could have chances, but any other country, let's say for instance, the Germans, they qualified their 3rd division with the 1st division of say Greece, Poland. To them, 1st division in Poland or in Greece is like 3rd division in Germany.
Okay, fair enough. But now, Desmond, let's talk about the other category of people who age is not on their side, but they are still able to come to Europe to study, but they want to do football. What other things can they do? So when they begin to see that, okay, chances for them to play soccer professionally, sign, a professional contract is not possible, or the chances are very slim. What options do they have within the space of football?
Apart from being a footballer, you can become a trainer, or the coach. I put that way. You can become a scout to detect players. You can become a fitness trainer. A coach is different from a fitness trainer. The coach is the one who makes the tactics of the team. The fitness trainer makes the players to be fit for the game. You could work equally as a journalist. You could work as a marketer. I mean, it's so vast. There are other opportunities. You could become the team manager. You could become a psychologist, a player psychologist. So you're responsible for the psychological state of every player. And tell me, how easy is it for you for one to get into these other aspects? Say, not playing on the field, but doing some other things. How would you rank it? Which one would you say it's the easiest? You're not able to do this, you're not able to play on the field, but you can do some of these other things within the space of football. Germany has a lot of opportunities, that's what I'll say. And the open ones you're talented, and when you can speak the language too, it's an added advantage.
100%.
So let's say, for instance, you come here to Germany and you play at the 7th, the 6th division, and you end at the 5th level, and you can't progress. If you've had a good character, if you've had a good record with the club will give you an opportunity. Maybe you become the trainer of the under 17 team or under 19, and if you're successful, that's how you get promoted,
right?
And they could promote you up to the first team, and if you're successful in the first team of the 5th division, you will get an offer for the 3rd division.
And that's how you climb.
That's how you climb.
And I think at this stage now it becomes more like a full-time job.
Definitely,
right? Because you get paid monthly, and that's your job.
Let me just add something to that. Someone might be wondering how could I survive as a footballer and a student at the same time?
That's a good one.
Like, how much is being paid at these various levels? Because when we hear professionals, they are being paid millions or so. I think maybe
and then you feel like, oh, maybe you don't end up millions, but you end some thousands.
First and foremost, it depends on the club, and it depends on the region. There are very rich regions like Frankfurt, Baden-Württemberg. Those are rich regions, so clubs there, they pay relatively higher than in other regions. But the entrance to there is kind of difficult. They don't easily admit blacks. But in other regions, like I would say North Rhine-Westphalia, where we are right now, they are very receptive to foreigners, not just blacks, to foreigners. So you can easily have opportunities to get into clubs. Now to the question: at the 1st division, they earn millions. At the 2nd level, some players earn millions. At the 3rd level, they earn hundreds of thousands. At the 4th level, a month I will see a player earns at the 4th level, he earns like €3,000. And it depends on the club, and it depends on your performance. How important are you to the team?
And maybe how you negotiate.
That's a key factor.
We talked about the negotiation thing, how much information you have and how you're able to negotiate
your contracts. And so at the 4th level, about averagely 3,000. At the 5th level, you have players with 1,000, 1,500 a month. At the 6th level, you have from the range of €200 to €2,000. At the 7th level, €200 to €1,500.
It keeps decreasing.
It keeps decreasing. It's possible to have a player at the 7th level who earns 2,000, depending on his performance, depending on his profile. For instance, you have guys who've played professional before. When they're brought down, those guys have to compensate them for the experience and what they're going to contribute. So
that's right.
As a student player, for instance, and what I would say is, if you come here as a student and you playing football, at the very beginning, these guys will be very unwilling to pay you anything more than €700. A month. So how could you survive having to pay your rent, your fee? Out of the fee, it's minimal. Your rent, your insurance, stuff like that. You have to take a part-time job, like a mini job.
And what do you have to do as a student playing with a club that you're earning around this amount of money? What do you have to do for the club? How often you play? What is your job exactly?
From the 10th division to the 9th division, they train twice every week. So if you're a player, you have to train twice. Be it in summer or in winter.
You train twice
You have to train. In winter, it's super cold. It was difficult for me. You have to be there.
And how many hours does the training session last?
Every training session generally is 1 hour 30 minutes. And the timing too is important. From the 5th division to the 11th division, they train from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Why is it so late?
They train so late because they are amateurs and most of the players are workers.
So they fix it later in the evening.
But at the professional level, they train during the day because it's a full-time job.
So besides this training, what else do they do? Train and then you play?
You train and play, that's all is required from you.
That's something, it's like you're training to keep fit and you're getting paid.
Exactly. And there are some clubs that pay for every training session, and there are clubs that not pay for each training session. So
but I mean, the goal of these training sessions is that you keep getting fit, and hopefully a club will come and take you from there.
Definitely. It's so exposed. Like as I was explaining to you, at the 7 level, 8 level, 9th level, everything is mediatized. So If your performance, everyone will know about it.
That's where they come and
pick you. If you're scoring goals, every newspaper will be, even at the 10th level, you know, everything has been made kind of official. So if you're scoring goals, there'll be highlights like, there was this guy that came from Africa, he's scoring this number of goals. Each game he has this number of goals. And all eyes will be on you.
That's how your story starts.
And that's how you can live from the 9th division to even the 2nd division.
You skip all these other levels and straight up. Okay. Yo, I feel like, I mean, if we have to summarize this video, then guys, the point is this: a smart way for you to come to Europe if you really want to play football. Come as a student. Like, first and foremost, get good grades back home. Take your studies seriously. Train as often as possible. Have a good profile. Apply to come study in Germany or any other European country. When you come here, you have the opportunities to go to different clubs, talk to them one-on-one. You don't need any agent to do that for you. You are in direct communication with the clubs. You speak with them. You understand when they train, how they train, what is required of you. You begin to train. Depending on how much they pay you, you may need to take a side job, but you know that your goal is to become a footballer. While you train with them, you give your best. Maybe if there's the club trains twice per week, if you're able to manage your time, you could train with other people more than twice per week, you know, so that you keep fit. And each time you go play, for example, Desmond is going to be playing, you know, the competition tomorrow, right? When you perform in such competitions, do your best, and people are seeing you. The media carries it. And that's how you become popular. That's how you become known. You can move from a very low division to a high division. So before we wrap it up, Desmond, is there anything that you would like to share, you know, to guys back home who are thinking about playing football? They don't know what to do.
First of all, you did well by watching this video, by subscribing to this page. I'm going to be working with Mike, and if you happen to come to Germany, or if you need information, you could, I don't know if there are contacts on this website.
Contact
you
with me.
Mike,
I will reach out to Desmond.
Yeah, you reach out to me. And even though I'm based in Essen, North Rhine-Westphalia, but I have some contacts too. I could help you with the orientation process, getting you a club, leading you to how to even find a club, and telling you about the whole procedure. So you must not know anyone. You mustn't know anyone, but if you can reach out to Mike or
guys, you find our contact details there.
You get the orientation. That's what I'm saying. And anytime you're in Germany, feel free to contact him. He'll get to me, and I work with an agent. And we could take it from there. Right.
So in a nutshell, guys, I hope you find this video valuable, and there's already a contact for you if you want to come to Germany. Reach out to us. We will connect you with Desmond, and you take it up from there. Thank you so much, Desmond, for doing this.
It's a pleasure.
And, we will keep in touch. So, guys, see you around.
See you around.
Desmond is very happy to meet you.